Hey guys, welcome back to more Braid. I'm the only Python 4 on a slice of gaming. We're moving on to World 4, Time and Place. Visiting his parents' home for the holiday meal, Tim felt as though he had regressed those long years ago when he lived under their roof, oppressed by their insistence on upholding strange values which to him were meaningless. Back then, bickering would erupt over drops of gravy spilt onto that tablecloth. Escaping, Tim walked into the cool air towards the university he had attended after moving out of his parents' home. As he distanced himself from that troubling house, he felt the embarrassment of childhood fading into the past. But now he stepped into all the insecurities he felt at the university, all the panic of walking a social tightrope. Tim only felt relieved after the whole visit was over. Sitting back at home in the present, steeped in contrast, he saw how he improved so much from those old days. This improvement, day by day, takes him ever closer to finding the princess. If she exists, she must! She will transform him and everyone. He felt on his trip that every place stirs up an emotion, and every emotion invokes a memory, a time and location. So, he couldn't find the princess now, tonight, just by wandering from place to place and notice how he feels. A trail of feelings of awe's inspiration should lead him to the castle, in the future, her arms enclosing him. Her scent fills him with excitement and creates a moment so strong he can remember it in the past. Immediately, Tim walked out his door, the next morning towards whatever the new day held. He felt something like optimism. Okay, so let's get moving to the pit, as per usual. This is where I find the game starts to get a lot more difficult. So the catch of this particular world is when you move forward, time moves forward, and when you move backwards, time moves backwards. So let's move on to Jumpman, and we can show off a little bit more of this. So for the very first puzzle piece here, it's pretty simple to get. You just have to time this particular jump here carefully. So as this guy's coming up, you gotta jump on his head. So you can get up to this platform here. You'll notice that that cannon's shaped like Donkey Kong, and this whole setup's kind of shaped like the first Jumpman game that Mario was in, or aka, I think it was just called Donkey Kong. So, next thing we want to do is grab that key up there. So what we need to do is just carefully time our jumps over these little fireballs here. And just move your way backwards as well, so you can see the fireballs are going back with us as we slowly approach them. So, oops. So there's two puzzle pieces. One's behind that door there. The other one is just one here. That's right beside the cannon. Fairly easy to get. All we need to do is just be careful. And since the key itself and the puzzle piece are in green, let's just make our lives a little bit easier and just go back. Right till we hit this door here. You want to make sure you unlock the door. This door, not the one to the right-hand side. Just because if you do, then, well, the door itself will become locked again as you try to move forward. So let's move on to Hunt. We saw this one before, and as I mentioned, this is going to get a lot more difficult later in the game. So this one here is pretty tough to figure out. It took me a while. But basically what you have to do here is slowly work your way backwards. So let's jump on top of this guy like we've done in the past. And first we need to do is kill this first one up at the very top here. So as you can see, this one's going to be tricky because if you move in a certain way, then, well, the enemies are going to be respawning, so that's not something we want. Next we're going to use this little hedgehog here. Oh, whatever. We can get up the other way here. Next you want to try to, let's just see here. Get across. There we go. Now try to get this guy here without bringing that first one back to life. So let's get rid of him. And next one we want to take care of is, if we can jump across, is this third one here. So once again, make sure you kill him without getting rid of the other ones. Oh. And now we take care of the bottom one. This one here, I like to jump on top of his head until we get enough momentum to get up to where that last one is. So let's jump on him for a bit, get enough momentum. Oops. You You want to approach him from the back first instead of the front. That way he doesn't get killed. So let's jump on him very carefully without killing him. Then we take care of this last one here. That opens the door, and you can see the door itself is in green, so when you move backwards in time, the door's not going to shut again, which is good. Movement by degrees. This one here is an interesting one. So what you need to do is you have to guide little hedgehog guy to the key, since we can't get to the key. Oops. You want to make sure not to kill him, and for him not to be killed by the plants. So let's guide him forward, and wait. And then we want to keep guiding him forward. So what you want to do now, since there's not enough space on this side here to... Oop, I think he might be dead. Yeah, he is. Let's make sure the plant goes down. Move back in time a little bit. And if you mess up too, you can use this platform here as a guide to move backwards if you need to. Or my favorite enemy in the entire game is waiting for me. Okay, so now that that's taken care of, I can see you trying to attack me there, little rabbit. So now that he's made his clearing past here, what we need to do now is make sure he doesn't die. You want to keep on going here, right towards the door. Wait until you hear that sound of the key getting grabbed. There we go. So he should grab the key for us. It doesn't really matter if he dies or not. So there you go, the key's now out in the open. Now all we need to do is just survive and get to it. Survive and get to it. There we go. So let's grab the key, and if you want we can make things a little bit easier and wait until, or go back until we were up on this platform with the little rabbit friend here. So we'll open up the door. Oops. We'll open up the door. Grab that puzzle piece. Now we watch out for our friend the rabbit, who likes to kill me, of course. Okay, so now for the second puzzle piece here, you have to do something very similar. So instead of, you do have to guide that little hedgehog, but as you can see, he's green himself. So what you need to do here is guide him to the very top of that platform there. So first you want to stand here, just like, you know, right underneath the puzzle piece on that platform for a bit. And then we will guide him on his merry little way. So once he gets past that second one, move back up to here. And wait for him to come down. Oops. To avoid doing this again, you only got one chance to do it. So there you go, there's the next puzzle piece. Movement amplified. This one here I actually quite like a lot, just because it's more of a interesting take on this. So once again we gotta guide Mr. Hedgehog to the key, but as you can see, those two plants that are underneath the ladder platform there are moving a little bit too fast for him to get by. So we gotta position him. Yeah, he's probably gonna die as soon as you get through. So position him. Don't worry, when you move back on these clouds here, you can see you got gained momentum, hence the title Movement Amplified. Oops, a little bit too fast there. So once again we gotta guide him very carefully, not too quick. Now we have to wait for it until those plants go down. Wait till he grabs the key, good enough. Once he's grabbed the key, we can take it ourselves. So since the key is in green, we can once again make our lives a little bit easier. We can just keep on going here. See, we can rewind time, so just to go make it a little bit easier. So next thing we want to do is to open the door. Just like with the previous puzzle here, you have to open the one on the left and not the right. So very carefully jump over that plant because he's quite quick. Grab the piece. You can see the piece itself is in green, so we can rewind time very easily. Now we see that cloud coming up here, so what you have to do, come up to the top and time your jump so that way you can land onto the cloud for the next puzzle piece. Up at the top here. So this room is pretty simple. Fickle Companion. This is one of the harder puzzles in the game, I find. So what this key does is that it kind of follows you. It's kind of hard to explain. So for example here, if we go back in time, you'll see that the key is going to be up where we were. So as you can see here, we no longer have the hold of the key. So what we have to do to open this first door here is let this little hedgehog friend grab it, since he's not manipulated by time. Kill him. Grab the key, open this door first. Next thing we want to do here is leave the key where it is. Don't kill him yet. He's going to bring the key to us, being the little helpful friend that he is. And now we're going to kill him. Sorry about this, buddy. Open this first puzzle door up and get that first piece. You'll notice the piece is in green, so we can get out by just rewinding through time. Now this next one here, it can be pretty difficult to get, just because of how the key moves and how complicated it is. So first thing we need to do is we gotta grab our friend the key, who's up there waiting for us patiently. Oops. Let's not die. Let's not die in the spikes. Okay, so we got the key. Now we gotta climb up to the top here. Oops. Come with me, you. Hence the name Fickle Companion. You can also take this route too, whichever way you prefer. But you do have to come to the top eventually, I believe. Yes, you do. Basically what you need to do here, let's try this again. Let's climb up to the top and have that guy grab the key again. But this time the timing's going to be a little bit harder to do. So what you have to do is, before that key gets grabbed by the guy, you want to... Let me just restart it here. So what we need to do, push the switch, get rid of you. And now we want to have him go onto the platform so we can guide him across. He grabs the key. Hopefully... Oh, I'm not fast enough. That's okay. We can try it again. No problem. So let's try this again here. So flip the switch. Have you... This key is very fickle. Grabs the key. Now very quickly climb up the ladder here. Where did the... Oh, stupid key. This is one of the trickier puzzles, I think, in this game, for sure. This key is just so fickle. Now let's hurry, climb up, and now we kill him. Grab the key. Now we can open the door. There we go. So since this puzzle piece is in green, let's make our lives a little bit easier here. Just rewind time until we get to about here, and then we can just climb the ladder and move on to the very end of the stage. We're going to take this key with us here. Now this is a very interesting way to end things, so as you can see, you gotta progress. Hello there, I'm sorry, but the print... Hey, where are you going? I've gotta keep on moving, otherwise we're going backwards in time. Cool, so we got all the puzzle pieces, so let's see if we can solve the puzzle here. This one can be a little bit trickier to do, but down at the corner here there's a bed, so you can kind of figure out which pieces go the certain way because of it. So let's see, that's probably the front end of the bed here. Let's put you here for now. Airplane, so that's probably at the top here somewhere. Let's put you here for now, I guess. There's a match. And we've got another corner of the bed here. And that looks like the top window, so let's put it here and match it with that piece. So there's the plane coming together. We've got that guy's head, so we know which way that piece goes. Connect those together. And that's the corner piece down here. Match you up. And... oh, nope, wrong way. There we go. Oh. There, perfect. And finally, the last piece. And there you go. There's our puzzle, nicely solved. So I will catch you guys later. It looks like we got 2 more worlds up with that.